Allison from Learning at the Primary Pond. I'm a literacy specialist, and in this video, I'm going to share some ideas for really fun, engaging, hands-on phonemic awareness activities that can work in really any teaching setting. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to do that now, and then also hit the little bell so that you don't miss out on any of the teaching videos that I post. First, a quick refresher on what phonemic awareness is. Phonemic awareness is the awareness of and ability to work with the individual sounds or the phonemes in words. So like in the word wish, for example, the first phoneme is w. Notice how I'm clipping the W sound and I'm not saying w, I'm saying w. The next phoneme is I, and the last phoneme is sh, right? So you can have multiple letters working together like the S and H to represent one phoneme. With phonemic awareness, pure phonemic awareness, we're just thinking about the sounds. But of course, the ultimate goal of phonemic awareness is to get kids to use that knowledge to decode words and spell words and read, right? So the reason why phonemic awareness is so important is because human brains learn to read by matching sounds to letters. And so if our students aren't very aware of and able to do things like isolate, like say the oo in wish, or blend to put phonemes together, then that will affect their ability to match sounds to letters, and that will make it difficult for them to decode. Many struggling readers also really struggle with phonemic awareness. Now, we're going to be talking today about a variety of different phonemic awareness activities, but just know that there are different levels of phonemic awareness. There are some tests that are easier than others. Like blending is usually much easier than segmenting, or, like being able to switch out a phoneme in a word, phoneme manipulation. So like, for example, that would be say sat, now say sat again, but instead of s, say and the kids have to say mat, right? So that's phoneme substitution. You can add phonemes, you can delete phonemes. I do have other videos on my YouTube channel about phonemic awareness, so feel free to check those out after we're done here if you want to do a deeper dive. However, what I want to get into now is these engaging, hands-on phonemic awareness activities. And these activities are unique because many times phonemic awareness is something that is only practiced with the teacher. And that's because there's lots of these oral drills that we can do, right? And so you would need a teacher to be saying things like, say mat, now say mat again, but instead of say s, right? But there's other ways to practice phonemic awareness, and there are activities you can use to get kids to practice phonemic awareness independently, like in centers, because that independent practice is really valuable. And during centers or independent work, you're not able to be there right next to them, saying things to them. So these activities are really engaging, will develop students' phonemic awareness skills, and they can do them without having you right next to them. A lot of teachers actually don't have phonemic awareness practice activities for kids to do in centers just because they can be hard to find or create. So just let me know in the comments, do you use phonemic awareness activities during center? You can just type yes or no. Okay, so first activity is Tic Tac Toe. So you can see here these lines. And this game is played pretty normally like you would with regular Tic Tac Toe. But what I like to do is I will put this in a page protector. And then the kids could write on it with a marker, but I like to actually have them use two different colored bears or, those math manipulatives, counters, whatever. And so one child will be one color, the other child will be the other. It's like you could do X's and O's as well. And what they do is the first player chooses a spot on the board, like for example, if they were gonna do nut, and what they have to do in order to mark that square off as theirs is they have to say nut. Nut. So they are segmenting the word and they're blending it back together. Now you need to make sure that your kids can do this quite proficiently before you give them this as a center. If they're just learning how to do this, then this is not a good center activity, and you just need to practice with them some more before they're ready to practice independently. So the kids take turns, they try to get 3 in a row. I have a couple of these boards in the resource. I'll give you the link in the caption, but then they can, play again if they finish one. So this is phonemic awareness, Tic Tac Toe. My next activity is segmenting action cards. So hopefully you can see this okay, but there will be some kind of picture on top, and the kids will have multiple versions of this, and of course you'll practice with them before they do it. But like this picture is for the word web. So they are going to segment the word web. So here there's 3 sounds, right? It's going to be web, web. and they're gonna move their arms like from top to bottom as they segment. So kind of hard for me to show you because I'm not standing up, but it would be something like this, but on a bigger scale. So, woo, eh, b. So you can see how they're saying the sounds and they're moving their arms. Now, of course, there's other ways. Like normally my kids will either chop the sounds or tap the sounds, but this is just a fun spin on it. And again, you'll have a stack of cards with them. They can work independently. Even better, they can work with a partner, and it gets a little bit of movement in too. The next one is a segmenting activity, and I have it for CVC words and digraphs. Again, the links will be in the caption, but it has a super fun beach theme. So you're gonna have a game board, and kids can do this independently, but again, I feel like it's helpful to do it in partners because they can help each other if needed. And they're going to have a stack of picture cards. So you can have a separate stack, or they can just kind of put the stack here and do each picture one by one. And for this one, like let's say the word chin was up first, they would take their little card here and they would surf as they say the sounds in chin. So it would be ch, I, n, chin, right? So they're surfing, they're saying the sounds. You can see there that that's showing them to blend. And then with the little beach theme, the next thing they do is they get to cover one item that they would want to bring if they were going on a beach trip with a counter. So super fun, simple, but again, it's just a fun twist on segmenting. All right, this next one is roll and race, and it's great for practicing isolating like a sound. This could be the first sound in a word, like the first sound in the word sun is s. It could be the last sound in the word n, or it could be the middle sound in a word Now, of course, you'd only choose one of the boards. Like this one is focused on middle sounds. But what you would have the kids do, and this is something that could be done independently or again with a partner, you'd give them a die, they roll, and then like let's say they roll a 2, they look at the first picture that they see in the row. And so this would be map, and if we're focusing on middle sounds, they would say ah, and then they would cover with a counter. And so they're trying to see like which race car wins, which picture row gets covered first. Again, this could be done independently or on a partner. And if you want to reuse the same type of activity for a different skill, you could also have them use it to practice segmenting. So another time, you know, maybe they roll 4 and they come to net and they're saying net, net, and they cover that. So this is an activity that could kind of be adapted for different phonemic awareness skills. The last activity I have for you is super fun, especially if you have any kids who like to get competitive, and it is I Spy. It's another one that can be adapted for different phonemic awareness skills. The version that I grabbed is for middle sounds. Now, the kids will have to play this with a partner. Each person can either have their own game board or you can have them share one, and they will need a stack of picture cards, and those picture cards go face down. So what they do is one player, it doesn't really matter who, is going to flip over the top card. So like this one is sit, and the middle vowel sound is I. So they have to both say sit, I, and then what they do is they try to be the first person to find another picture that has the same middle sound, I. And then whoever, you know, finds that first, they get to keep the card. And then whoever has the most cards by the end of the game is the winner. You could also potentially, it can kind of get a little tricky if they're using the same picture over and over again. You might want to have them cover the pictures with a counter, but otherwise that's it. So they're racing to see who has the most cards at the end. And again, as you can imagine, this can be adapted for like first sound or ending sound or even segmenting. So lots of different uses for I Spy. Okay, so I hope these ideas gave you some fun inspiration for phonemic awareness activities that the kids can do during centers or independent work. And if you want these activities and a ton more than just what I showed you here, done for you, then definitely check out the links in the caption for this video. Of course, let me know if you have any questions. As always, thank you so much for watching. It would mean so much if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video.